Welcome back to Out and About Today. I'm Pam Wheeler. Our next guest helped form an organization to serve the bisexual, pansexual, fluid, queer, and unlabeled communities of all sexes and genders in Tennessee. Belinda Brown is our guest. Welcome to the show, Melinda.
Thank you, Pam.
Thanks for being here. I will insult our show right off the bat and say that we haven't done a good job representing the B in conversations. So let's start off with, why was the organization formed by Tennessee?
Sure. By Tennessee was formed mostly because there's always a need, I think, for bisexual and pansexual and any sexuality where there are people that are attracted to more than one gender of not feeling recognized anywhere. You may see LGBT or LGBTQ, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the people actually see a B. And so I had actually had the fortune of meeting Lauren Beech, who is a nationally recognized bisexual activist, and she was here in Nashville working in a postdoc position for a couple of years, and we met each other and decided it was time to form some kind of organization.
And that was in 2016?
That was in 2016.
And historically, has there been a group that's been present in Nashville?
Yes. There was a group called By the Way. I'm thinking that it was started in, I'm trying to think of when I came to Nashville again. It actually was started in the early 2000s. No, it had to be before then. But anyway, it was...
So for some time?
Some time.
Yeah. And
it was a support group. It was an actual support group that met at the Unitarian Church, First Unitarian Church. And it had very active membership. And I ended up being one of the co-facilitators of that group for quite some time. But we wanted to have it be more of a discussion group as well as coming out. And there was such a need in this Nashville community of people for a space where they could just keep coming out. And people would come and come out, and then that's what they needed, and then they would move on to something else.
Right.
So that group ended up kind of fizzling out. Before that group, though, before I actually came to Nashville, there was another group that had been founded by a man who was either attending or I think he was attending Sewanee, and he had started a bisexual group here in Nashville in the late 90s. And I found out about that before I moved here, when I was doing some research on the internet then to find out. So there's always been a need.
A need for a long time.
Yeah.
Help me and our viewers with some definitions.
Sure.
I'm just going to say I don't understand anything, and we'll start from there.
Okay.
So, bisexual.
Bisexual is a person who is attracted to more than one gender, usually the same sex and other sexes. Same gender and other gender.
Right. Okay. And pansexual?
Pansexual is someone who's attracted to pretty much any gender. Gender doesn't influence them as much as anything else in their attractions.
Okay. So the difference between the two would be one...
The bisexual person may be somebody who's attracted only to men and women. The bisexual person may be attracted to women and non-binary people.
Okay.
The pansexual is attracted to anybody regardless of how their gender identify.
Got it. Fluid.
Fluid can mean that they may feel like they're attracted to men today and non-binary people tomorrow and everybody in the world the next day, and only the person that's in the house next door.
Right. So I mean, I would think they get a bad rap. I mean, just based on not understanding. I would just guess. I mean, I know it's a dynamic world, but I'm just putting that out there. When we have trouble with the B, I'm thinking we have trouble understanding fluid. But that's just my opinion. Omnisexual, what is?
Omnisexual is a good overarching term that just kind of means anybody that is attracted to more than one gender.
Okay. Queer?
Queer is a difficult one because that can mean somebody who's attracted to more than one gender, and it can be somebody who identifies as lesbian or gay, who doesn't feel that those two definitions fit their identity. It tends to be something that more young people use.
Okay, right. I think maybe I get that. Is bi short for bisexual?
Yes.
Okay, I got that one. Panromantic.
Bi and panromantic both.
Okay.
They could be either a heterosexual or a lesbian or a gay person who is either they would be sexually only attracted to the same or different gender depending on their identity, but emotionally, romantically, they're attracted either to their gender and other genders or any gender.
Okay. So you're not going to believe this, but we're just about out of time for this segment. So we're going to have you back to finish the discussion in next week's show. Leave the viewers quickly with where they can get more information about Bi Tennessee.
Sure. Go to bitennessee.org, and we have a lot of information, some definitions, some organization links, and how you can get back in touch with us.
Yeah, and you can Google Bi Tennessee and you'll find you. That's how I did, and we'll talk again in just a few. And that's all the time we have this evening. Until next time, follow us on your favorite social outlets for breaking LGBT news, or watch us anytime online at outandabouttoday.com. See you next weekend. Good night.